Okay, so we've gone over IELTS Reading Basics Part 1, and now let's go over Basics Part 2 for the IELTS Reading Comprehension. And let's go over these keys to success so that you're going to be able to get that awesome, great, super good score that you've been trying to get. So, as I told you earlier in part number 1, what's important to understand is that some of the questions go in order. And for the questions that go in order, there's a basic strategy that you need to do or use when doing those questions that go in order. Number 1, you want to underline or circle the keywords in the question, which are the nouns or the verbs, and ask yourself, what is this question asking me about? Number 2, scan the passage and find those keywords within the passage. Remember, you have to keep an eye out on looking for synonyms. And then you have to apply that specific question strategy for that in order question. When I say questions that go in order, what I mean is this. If question number 1 is in paragraph 2, that means question number 2 is going to be found after question number 1. Okay? All right. Now, what that also means is that if question number 1 is in paragraph 2 and question number 3 is in paragraph 4, that means question number 2 has to be in between those two. It has to be in between question 1 and question 3. Okay? So it's really important to understand which question types and which question styles go in order. That's so important to understand. Okay? So, some of the questions that go in order. Your fill-the-blank question goes in order. Your short answer questions go in order. Your yes, no, not given question goes in order. Your multiple choice question goes in order. And your flowchart question goes in order. These are the question types that go in order. Also, these question types that go in order are probably going to be the easiest ones to do in your question set for a particular reading passage. Because if you know where question 1 is and you know where question 4 is, then it's really easy to know where questions 2 and 3 are. They're in between. And the reason why I say question 1 and question 4 is, sometimes you might do question 1 first and then do question 4 next, because question 1 and 4 are maybe the easiest ones to find because those questions have a date or a proper name or a proper noun. So the information for those questions is easiest to find. All right, but the in-order questions, it is very important to understand which question types and question styles are in order, because those are going to be the easiest ones to do first. Now, your question types that are not in order. Your paragraph location question. That question is probably one of the hardest questions to do. I would definitely save that one for last. You have your matching question, which is easy to do. It doesn't have to go in order, but it is easy to do. Your classification question is also easy to do, even though it doesn't go in order. Your sentence completion question. Sometimes this question will go in order, sometimes it won't. I've seen it happen both ways. So, a lot of times with this question, it will go in order, but just watch out for it. Your table questions mainly go in order, unless you have 2 questions back to back, like if number 6 and 7 are in the same paragraph and it's a table question, then maybe number 6 will come after number 7. So you have to be aware of that with a table question. Your summary question doesn't go in order. Well, sometimes it does, but the summary question is very difficult. That's another one that I would save for last. Your diagram sometimes goes in order. And that question that says pick 2 or 4 or 3 from a list, really difficult to do. Okay? So the questions, these are the questions that don't go in order. All right? So it's important to understand which questions go in order, which questions don't go in order. Really important to understand that. All right, so some of the questions that I would save for last, like I said, in a question set, I would do the headings question last, the paragraph location question, the pick from a list, and the summary question. I would do my other question types first for a particular reading passage, and then if I have one of these, I would do it last. Because if you save them for last, what will end up happening is if you have a yes, no, not given question and you have a fill the blank question, those both go in order. So if you do those two question types first, you'll get a lot of answers correct, and also you'll have a chance to look at a lot of the reading passage while you're answering those questions. And then when you go back and do a headings question or a paragraph location question, they're much easier to do after you've already had a chance to go through a reading passage by doing the questions that go in order. So that's why I suggest that you save and do those questions for last. All right, so that'll do it in terms of our reading comprehension basics number 2. And let's move on to our looking at the different question types for reading comprehension. So I'll talk to you soon.